Hey guys, this is Paul here, and it's time for a premium deck profile. Well, I am by no means not a dedicated premium player anymore. You did see my little post. I put it on my channel, and you guys knows I actually got some Maelstrom support. So with that being said, it's just meant to be a casual deck, and I will say first, Maelstrom is not the deck you would definitely want to go into a nationals just the top, unless you're lucky, but that's a different story. Um, yeah, it's a casual slash fun deck or something. If you go locals, you can play this deck and maybe top if you're lucky enough. And honestly, it is come to point that premium Japanese. Well, let's be frank, it's not as doing great compared to the English, which is why I think notice nowadays I'm not trying to do premium deck profile anymore. But in the case if I'm in a mood, and in fact I am hesitant to do the deck profile first, but because I suddenly have the motivation to do this deck profile all of a sudden, I was like, okay, you know what, let's just do it. So Maelstrom itself in premium format is, well, unlike the V one or the V or the D Maelstrom, this one focuses more on putting as much Maelstrom in your soul in order to unlock more skills for the G units. So you'll see what I mean, and let's just go into deck profile. Alright, so starter, you get a V starter, so it doesn't even matter, but I would want to run Eric just for the theme, but I couldn't find any, so I think this will do. Blah 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 kit. Alright, so let's go into grade 3s. So grade 3s, so the main guy himself, well, I mean the original 8 main guy itself, it is Maelstrom. You never really want to write this as your right target. In fact, it's only if you're forced to, or you can use it as a backup right. So Maelstrom skill, the V Maelstrom skill, is a act on Vanguard cycle once per turn. Count -1 for this turn. All your front row units get +3 on power. Second skill, auto on Vanguard cycle once per turn. When a rearguard attacks of the opponent's Vanguard hits, if it's the third or fourth more battle this turn, you can discard 2 cards from your hand and stand this unit. Not really great, I think, in my opinion. But it's a Maelstrom card. You do want to, it's a backup right. So if you're forced to, you have to write this. Not ideal, though. If you might want to play it just in case if you're not getting your other Maelstrom on time. So 2 is fine. You never want more than 2 of that, to be really honest. And there's that. Okay, so this is the card you definitely want to write is a moment you go grade 3. So it's Maelstrom Reverse. So Maelstrom Reverse skill, auto Vanguard cycle. When at the end of the battle your rearguard attacked, if the attack did not hit that turn, you choose one of your standing rearguards and lock it. For this turn, this unit gets 10 of the power, and if you have Maelstrom in your soul, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. So it essentially just, well, it's very similar to the OG Maelstrom Reverse, where if attack hit, you can just, well, retire rearguard and draw one. Let's go with that. So, second skill, auto Vanguard cycle. When this unit attacks, if it's a 4 for more battle this turn, you can count -1 for this turn. This unit gets a crit and a drive. At the end of the battle, if the attack did not hit, and for every lock card you have on the field, you can choose one of your opponent's rearguards or your opponent choose a rearguard from the side or the hand, and put it in draw. So essentially, if they have no field, they can actually, risk losing their cards, or if in the case if they want to kill their board, yeah, they're forced to retire the cards anyway. So mainly you want to write this as your main target. This is only if you don't have a choice. Never go into this unless you don't do the other 2. But other 2, it is the other grade you can write is Glory Maelstrom, the V1. So act on Vanguard Circle once per turn. You count -1 for this turn. Your opponent cannot intercept, and for this battle, they can only call one. When they're the guard, they can only call 1 card from their hand per attack. If you have a Maelstrom Vanguard, Maelstrom in soul, for this turn, all your foreign units get to 10 power. So it's not like I guess the Limit Break 5 Maelstrom back on the day. I mean, it really lost its kind of flavor when you can guard restrict. Well, this is a guard restrict, but not in the same way. I digress. And I want to say is that usually when you are going to your grade 3 turn, you very seriously you should go XL1 or XL2. In my opinion, XL2, because you do need to draw power. And honestly speaking, when you're going first, hell, you can just call some rear guards, get your draw, just go for XL, and then well, not if anything is a hit, just locks on your back row or is in front row, depending on the situation, but most of the time, you're locked in the back row. And then, essentially, it's going to be like a similar stride of pseudo, errata strider. So instead of like striding immediately, you can just get power buff plus get a plus one and drive immediately. So only issue I just noted I remember is that if you were to use reverse Maelstrom reverse skill, the attack has a hit. It does not have a hit. So essentially, what your opponent could do is control a heal guardian. So it doesn't technically it doesn't technically give them damage, but it still hits regardless. So you do want to be mindful when it comes to playing cards here and there for the grade 2 turn. So that's for the grade 3s. Now let's go to grade 2. So the grade 2 is now this one's with this situation. It really depends on what your player style. So I'm playing for Drifting Flow Fencer. So Drifting Flow Fencer skill. When this unit is placed on Vanguard or your circle, you can look at toss one card to your deck for 1 Maelstrom, reveal it, put your hand for the deck. Second skill, when this unit attacks, if it's the 4/4 on battle for this turn, and if you have a Maelstrom Vanguard, for this battle, this unit gets 15k power. So, some builds they will play Algos, which is perfectly fine if you want to search out certain pieces in your deck. Although, to be frank, it is much more filtered because you can just literally search for a Maelstrom and you want to shove as much Maelstrom as possible. And I'll explain that right now because now with the new card that's in the D format that you can actually play, it is Eloquinus. So Eloquinus skill continuous. If your Vanguard has only Aqua Force to its clan, this card is only from Aqua Force. So I mean, say it is an Aqua Force itself. So if you're playing Algo, for instance, you can actually fish out for Eloquinus if you want to. Second skill, when this unit is placed on Vanguard circle, if your Vanguard is only an Aqua Force for its clan, you can look at top 7 cards to deck for up to 1 Maelstrom or a Blue Star Armada card, which in this case you're not playing Blue Star Armada, you're playing mainly playing Maelstroms. Reveal it, put your hand, and shuffle the deck. If you put a card in hand, you can either put one card in from hand and soul, or you discard it. So essentially, if you see the strikes later on, like for instance this, you will want to shuffle as much Maelstrom and soul, and then enable the skills for the units. Second skill, Autumn Rigor Circle. When this unit at the end of this unit, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If your Vanguard is a Maelstrom, greater, you can choose another unit, and you may switch positions with that unit. So, classic Aqua Force, as you can tell. So there's that. And lastly, I do play for Elder Moss. This is actually I believe a rare back in the G era, but it's actually printed as a common in the History collection. Alright, so Elder Moss skill, when this unit is placed on Vanguard or rear circle, you may reveal up to 1 Maelstrom for your hand. If you reveal up to 1 Maelstrom in your hand, and if the card's not a Maelstrom, okay, let's just rephrase that. So when this is in the rear circle, Vanguard or rear circle, you can reveal a card for him. If the card revealed is not a Maelstrom or it's not the Vanguard itself, for this turn, this unit gets minus 5k. So it's never gonna happen because you always have a Maelstrom on your Vanguard or your hand. So that's always the case. Second skill, act on Rigor Circle. Once per turn, combat 1, put a Maelstrom from a drop into your soul. For this turn, this unit can attack from the back row and gets plus 4,000 power. So essentially, you notice a lot of these cards are pumping Maelstrom in the soul, which is meant to build up cards that build units, as I said before. So there's that. And like I said in the beginning, it's not like the V Maelstrom where you want to recycle back your Maelstrom back in your deck, or just getting little structure. So okay, it does get Swin Soul, but it's not a key focus. D Maelstrom is more focusing on multi attack and your send no restrict. In that case, this one more focusing on getting as much Maelstrom in, so it's not just like the G era. But okay, once I run 3 Bobo. Ideally, I do want to run 4 of her. But just to be honest, I don't like to play. I can't be bothered to find as many copies of this card, to be honest. I know it's a rare or triple rare, but to be honest, I'm not dedicated to play premium as much as I want to, so I am more focusing on the format just to put out there. So this is more a casual deck, and I do the best I can to make this playable. So Bobo Corpus skill. Auto on Vanguard Rear Circle. When this unit attacks, or the attack is boosted hits the Vanguard, you can look at top 7 cards of the deck for a Maelstrom, reveal your hand, put your hand, and shuffle the deck. So, just like the Fencer, you basically search for a Maelstrom. It gives early on hit pressure. And next off, I do run 3 Radiant Soul. So Radiant Soul skill, when this unit is placed on Vigor Circle, you can Soul Mass 1, and until the end of the turn, when this unit attacks or boosts, the when attack hits effect will activate even if the attack did not hit. Then you put a Maelstrom for a drop into your back in the bottom of your deck, and you draw a card. Usually this is only meant if I want to have certain cards. Okay, so for instance, I'm playing like Algo, for instance, then you can actually place the Professor, and that will work in this case. But usually for this, I maybe only reason why I'm playing this is just because there are certain cards that have unhit effects, like Bubble Corp, for instance, or the V based Maelstrom. So that's the only reason why I am playing that card. So, right. So sorry, just sign the door. Anyways, mainly there just for the few cards that unhit pressure, and then I ran 3 of the V Penguin Soldiers. So his skill auto act on Rigor Circle when you can rest this unit, and you can give another different unit plus 5k power. Second skill, auto on Rigor Circle. When your other unit attacks, it is a fourth battle. It has to be only the fourth battle of turn. Wave 4 basically. You retire this unit and countercharge 1. So essentially, this is your countercharger deck and your only countercharger. I never really used the first skill because it's not really relevant, and even 5k doesn't really much a difference, at least to me, to be honest. So the countercharge is really help in this case. And the last one, I played 2 V Wheel Assaults. So Wheel Assault skill, when this at the end about this unit boosted, you can choose 2 of your rear guards and you swap positions. Second skill, when this unit is rolled upon, you come outside, draw a card, and you can choose a cover in hand and call it rear circle. Never really want to use the second skill by this. It's mainly meant to swap rear guards, really. That's the only reason I'm playing that. Some of the triggers, I am running the Stoichia OT. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You do want, it's a pretty good OT for like Stoichia in general. I played 3 of the strike crits, 2 of the Solon GB1 crits, which you can Solon to draw 1 and give your Vanguard plus 10k power. I would want to play a Travis crit, although to be frank, it is not easy. Okay, I mean it's not easy. I just don't want to spend a lot of money just to play in a format that I don't play often. So I mean, if you want to invest, I say just go for the Travis crit. And just because we see Maelstrom, I played 2 Despinas, the original Despinas back in the G era. So remember in the game why you're playing Despinas. So the only reason why I'm playing Despina in this case is that you can recycle back the deck. The guard restrict is just a bonus. I never really bothered about the guard grade 0 guard restrict really, because it's very rare that I will be able to pull this off. And honestly speaking, the only reason why just shuffle back the deck. That's about it. And that's all I can say really. I mean, most of the time your opponent's gonna do these throw blitz orders, or just gonna choose their Hue Guardians, and unless somehow your opponent's breaking, then that will help, I guess. But it is what it is. I play 4 of the draw PGs and 4 of the Heal Guardians. If you really want, you can play you can take 1 of the. Excuse me, sir. That's my son outside there. You can play one of the G Guardian heal, where you can essentially, when you trigger the G Guardian cost, you can just either control or switch one. That one, it's up to you. But I think just because to make it more consistent, I play 4 of the Heal Guardians. Alright, that's it for the main deck. Now let's go into the Jizo. So as usual, Harmonics. I'm not gonna say much here. It is mandatory at this point to play this card. If not, then yeah, you're down for some trouble. Okay, so for this, I play 4 Engulf Maelstroms. I am still testing. In fact, I am playing swap out 2 of these for Alexandros, simply because it just gives the more recent power. I mean, you can play this also if you want to. I'll just say more of it. So, Engulf Maelstrom skill, continuous Vanguard circle, wave 4, only fourth time. Is it 4? Yeah, 4 for more, I believe. Yep. So, when this unit attacks for that battle, if your opponent cannot call cards from their hand or G zone that are less than the grades that your same number of souls of Maelstrom in your soul. So meaning say that basically it's guard restrict. So you see the reason why that there's a lot of these cards here are focusing to put Maelstrom in the soul, and especially like say Eloquentness and Elder Moss, you're basically putting as much Maelstrom in your soul as possible, and because you're playing these cards, they really turbo the deck, and in fact it's gonna make you have the guard here. So essentially, what I'm trying to say here is that if you have 5 Maelstrom in your soul, which is very likely you're gonna pull this out if you can survive, essentially your opponent cannot guard from hand or can't call G Guardians. The only way they can get around it is if they use Blitz Orders or Superior Calm deck, which I think in the case if you think about it, it's actually broken to counter this in a way. So mainly it is there just for the guard. Second skill, act on the turn. You can flip a G unit face up. If you have 2 or more face up Maelstroms in your G zone, for this turn, this unit gets 5 can crit. So it is what it is. It helps to what you call it. It helps to give the pressure to Vanguard, so your opponents cannot have enough restrictions. Have a hard time to guard really. So, and next off, I do play 2 Disaster Maelstrom. This one is only just in case if your opponent is somehow damage denying you. Mainly I'm using that just in case my opponent's damage. That's the only reason I'm playing that. I mean, there's no other reason why I play this, to be honest. But it's a Maelstrom card, and it does help with Uncle Maelstrom. So, Disaster Maelstrom skill. Auto on Vanguard Circle. Flip a Disaster Maelstrom from a G face up. When this unit attacks, if your heart has Maelstrom in its card name, you can pay the cost. If you do, you switch your deck for up to 1 Maelstrom, put it in your hand, and shuffle the deck. Then, if you have a Maelstrom in your soul, you can choose 3 of your 500 units. Choose 3 of your 500 units, and you get 5 cards. Not really amazing. It's only there just to, if you're just in case your opponent damage denies you. That's all I gotta say really. So it's a Maelstrom, so it does help. So there it is, and I only play 1 Gen Bolt. This is actually carried on from my Blue Wave, and actually, in fact, they're showing the same some of the G Stone stuff I shared with my Blue Wave stuff. So Gen Bolt skill, auto on Vanguard Circle. When this is placed on a Vanguard Circle, you can look at the top 7 cards to your deck, call up the 2 rear guards as rest, and shuffle your deck. Second skill, on Vanguard Circle, when this unit attacks, you can counterblast 1. You can flip a unit face up. For every 2 rested rear guards, you draw a card and choose one. Your opponent choose one of your opponent's rear guards or retire it. If you draw 3 cards, or sorry, 3 cards rather, it's the same thing. You choose 2 rear guards and stand it. So this builds board, and usually it really depends on the situation. If my opponent redemption dies, I go to it's Disaster Maelstrom. If I have enough counterblast, I will go to Gem Bolt. So there's that. So, and I do run with Valorous Revive. So Valorous Revive skill, when this unit attacks, you can also flip a G zone face up. For every card in G zone face up, you can choose 2 cards from your hand and call it. If you call the card and there's 2 or more face up in your G zone, your opponent's Vanguard's power, choose your opponent's Vanguard, and for that turn, the base card costs limit K, and they cannot increase or decrease other than by the shield or just this card's effect. So, it's only, I don't really should go to Valguard, to be honest. It's just only there simply because it is just in case if I wanna, if I'm breaking this point, that's all I'll say really. And all of these are pretty good, like first strikes, if you ask me. Okay, and this as well, but you get my point. So I went through Dragon Strike as well as another copy. Automatic skill, at the end of this unit attack, you come out, so flip a card in G zone face up. You get an Imagine Give XL, and for every card facing in G zone, you can stand on rear guards. Then you can choose one of your rear guards and move it to the additional rear guard circle, and for that turn, that unit gets 10 as power. So this is a good first strike. It's also a very good first strike if you somehow can't get it for one time. This is good in case you want, if your opponent vandalizes you, and if you want to finish your opponent off, you go into Engulf Maelstrom. So let's go on to G Guardians. I play 2 Ice Barrier Dragons. Ice Barrier Dragons deal auto wave 1 or 4 or more. For this, when it's in Guardian Circle, for this battle, this unit is 10 as power. So it's essentially a 25k attack Guarder, so it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy to pull off. I play 2 of the P Clan Collection G Guardian. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, you can come out 1, and for that turn, activate the following below, but depending on how many attacks your opponent has done. If it's the first battle for that turn, for this turn, for the rest of the turn, your Vanguard choose your units and it gets phantom power. Fourth battle or more. For this battle, this unit gets plus 20 shoot, 35 shoot, essentially. I do want to reduce either one of these to make way for one Ian Hones, which is on the way. And to be frank, I think I'm actually gonna replace one of these for Ian Hones, but you get my point. So essentially, it's a G Guardian that has big shield power, and depending how many, I mean, now that if a lot of cards are attacking in the premium format, you do want to get ready just in case. And lastly, I played 2 Galifia. So Galifia's skill, continuous unguarded circle, wave 2 or 3, this unit gets the 5 shield. Second skill, act on G zone. So boss one, turn this card face down. Choose one of your face down cards on your field or in damage, and you turn it face up. So yeah, it basically unlocks. It basically countercharges. Depending on the situation, you can do as you please. And yeah, that's it for my deck profile. It's been like a 20 minutes. I'm sorry if I'm jumbling around here and there because I wasn't really keen on doing this deck profile firstly, but because I think a lot of people really were quite interested to see how this deck goes. And in fact, I think it's actually, if it weren't for some of the YouTubers who actually inspired me to actually make this premium deck profile. In fact, I take some references from their deck profiles to make my own. This deck wouldn't have been made possible. So with that being said, that's it for my deck profile. Thank you guys so much for watching this deck profile. If you do like it, please do like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more. I have more deck profiles coming on the way, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.